Peace, peace, peace. Can everybody hear me? Peace, peace, peace. Shout out to everybody in the building. Salute East Coast Cab. Since you in the building, I'm gonna start it off with the video that you that you had requested some time ago. Shout out to AZ in the building. Salute. Shout out to RS7RV in the building. East Coast Kev, you still in the building? Let me know, because I don't want to do it and you not here. That's the reason I've been waiting. I wanted to make sure I do it when you here. Also, family, make sure you supporting the stream any way you can. PayPal, Cash App, Super Thanks, Venmo. I take it all. A whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns. Sorry, I'm starting super late like this, but I got my kids this whole weekend. I'm free this whole weekend, so I only can stream super late when I know that they all sleep and they taken care of. And it's the summertime. They out of school. Oh, so you are in the building. So yeah, let's get started with that video. Remember, I told you before, one of the videos you did send me, I don't know if I could do it because I don't want the copyright issue. But yeah, I think I could do this one. And we're gonna see if we could do the other ones. But yeah, I'm planning to be too long, but we're gonna be strong. Shout out to Lee in the building. Everybody, make sure y'all hitting that like button. So yeah, let's get right into this. I have not watched this video because I don't watch the videos when people send them to me. Most of the time I don't watch them, but we're going to get into this one right here. This was requested by East Coast Kev. Again, shout out to East Coast Kev in the building. See, you still in the building. So yeah, let's get into this.
Yeah, we back. Quick video. So I want to react to this this individual, this personality. I recently saw a video of this one brother putting out, I guess, a call for unity, especially due to the recent events and the recent developments that have taken place, right? I guess now he's going on a different path compared to the path that he was once on. And I guess I want to give my 2 cents on that topic. So I'm going to run that clip and I'm going to come back on my commentary. Let's go.
All right, you guys, look, I'm throwing in the towel. I'm not talking about no Africans no more, no Caribbeans, no nothing. We all black. We not the same kind of black, but we all black. Everybody else looks at us like we're all the same anyways. So what the fuck is the point to continue the banter surrounding Black American, Caribbean, English, black like right now, it don't matter, man. Rick Chow just got off for smoking one of our own, okay? Rick Chow don't give a fuck if that kid was Black American, Trinidadian, Haitian, or fucking Dominican. It didn't matter to him, because everybody else views us the same. So for right now, it's over with, bro. I'm throwing in the towel. All black people is welcome to Juneteenth. We just need to understand that, yes, Juneteenth is a Black American holiday, and that's it. But everybody's invited. All of my cousins are invited, okay? From Africa, all 54 countries, we're all celebrating it. We all coming together, and we finna show these other people of color who the fuck we really are, okay? Yeah, we different. Some of us is from over here, some of us is from over there. That's fine. But for right now, we need to stop playing and come together and show these motherfuckers who we really are. It's time to mount up and stomp down.
All right, we back now.
All right, I got to say something about that. One, because I guess this is an older video. But yeah, remember, I made the video about Tariq and them calling for unity and talking about, oh, we all black people, and in the wake of the Rick Chow situation. And I also heard, I did some research, more research into Rick Chow, and I cannot confirm this, but some of the research I did showed that, because Rick Chow has shot multiple black people, shot at and has shot multiple black people already. And I heard at least 2 of his victims were Caribbean. I heard that. I have not confirmed it yet, but I have heard that. But as you can see, all these bozos are now calling for unity. And again, this is what I was saying since they started this whole FBA nonsense. That, listen, y'all keep arguing about, oh, flat blackness, we not doing flat blackness. I said, when a steamroller of white supremacy hits you, you're going to be 2 things, flat and black. Like, it's a reason why black people never really did the whole ethnic thing, because we always understood in America that we just black. Nobody care. Like we used to always say, the police is not asking who Jamaican or who's Nigerian, who Haitian. They just seeing black and they attack. If the Ku Klux Klan come through here, they don't care if you a Christian. They don't care if you a Muslim. They don't care if you Dominican. They don't care if you mixed. They don't care if you from another country. They don't care if you light skin, you dark skin, brown skin. They're not doing that. They just seeing black and they attacking. We've been preaching that. And y'all bozos was acting like somebody was lying when they were saying it. Now it's become undeniable, which we said was going to happen when we go back into Jim Crow 2.0 with Trump getting in office. Now everybody going to be preaching togetherness. But you just can't just say, well, I'm not doing that no more. Let's come together. You can't do that. It's like when I was like a teacher and they talked about how when they try to explain to children to watch your words, because an apology ain't going to just fix everything. It's like if you take somebody and the person is a plate, you drop the plate. You can put the plate back together, but the plate will never be the same as it was before you broke it. It'll never be the same before as you broke it. That's why you got to watch what you doing. You got to watch what you saying. Now everybody want to be friends and want to be cool now because they feeling the heat. But it can't be that. It can't be that. It can't be that. Exactly. Shout out to you, East Coast Kev, for recommending this video. Because again, I didn't see this on my own. Thank you. Me too, Lord of Slaughter. I told people already, I'm not doing the apologies. I said once y'all started going to the point where y'all wishing death on people, y'all celebrating the misfortune of people, y'all don't went too far. Y'all don't came all the way out and said y'all unifying with white nationalists. Y'all putting up memes of y'all holding hands and y'all in the red, white, and blue, and y'all disrespecting all the other black people around the world. Y'all disrespecting that diaspora. No, y'all made that your whole identity. Y'all got to keep that energy. I'm not accepting no apology from none of these FBA bozos. If you was a content provider or you was really pushing that xenophobia, I'm not accepting no apology or nothing like that for you. If you somebody who was just saying FBA and you didn't really know what it meant, and then when you looked into it, you're like, oh, I'm not doing that, or I'm not with this, then cool. But otherwise than that, no. Hell no. Shout out to Julius in the building. Oh, I meant to ask you, bro, television. How do you say your name? How do you say this first name? I got to look into this. How do you say this name? Because I don't want to call you by like something that's not your name. Because you be showing love. No, I didn't even. I covered the whole issue of all the FBA bozos, but not like that dude in particular or this video in particular. AZ. Yeah, like ridiculous. Yeah, let's keep going.
For those of y'all that follow my channel, I've been on that type of time, right? I didn't need an event or a tragic event or a child to be murdered in the street or somebody had to get hit with a 35-year sentence or anything like that. I didn't need some external force to, whip me into shape or make me see the light, right? So I can see that this brother is just reactionary. He's just emotional at the moment, right? He's going to get back to the typical regular schedule programming in about, a few weeks, right? Like very reactionary. Very untrustworthy, by the way, right? Because I know just as quickly as you are able to abandon your xenophobic ideology, you're going to abandon this rhetoric about unity and camaraderie and collaboration and, the black family and this like that. You're going to abandon that if something else happens, right? Because you're reactionary, right? You don't have a foundation. You're not anchored in anything solid, right? So I don't want any black man like this in my ranks. I don't need you in my ranks because you can't trust somebody like this. I don't need anybody like this in my ranks, man or woman, right? If you were talking a certain type of rhetoric at one point, stand on that, right? Stand on what you believe in. To be honest, he's really no different. He's like the male version of like the failed divestors, the failed swirlers that run back to the black men and become super pro-black, black fists up in the air, got the head wraps, talking about the ancestors. He is the male version of that. You were talking a certain type of...
Exactly. He is exactly that. And again, you are right. Like I said, when Tariq was talking that, oh, we black, we got to come together. This is a tragedy. I said, watch, you saying that now, but when the coast get a little clear, you're going to go right back to xenophobia. You're going to go right back to xenophobia. You don't stand for nothing. You just a grifter. You just saying stuff. Whatever's going to get you clout. Okay, it's WT. Just go you WT. WT. All right, I got you, WT. Yeah, this is disgusting. Weirdo stuff. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Nobody was thinking about no diaspora, nothing. Nobody asked no question. I think you talking about Sean Bell. Nobody wasn't asking no questions about none of that. Exactly, Lord of Slaughter. Once a traitor, always a traitor. Exactly. Tariq was the main one. He was pushing that. Oh, we got to come together. This is racism. Blah, 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 blah. This is anti-blackness. Blah, 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 blah. And then what happened? The coast got a little clear. He went right back to the anti-blackness. Shout out to everybody in the building for rocking with me super late like this. Make sure y'all hitting the like button and dropping a fire emoji if you can. Yeah, I don't trust them because they're not principled. Because if they was principled, they wouldn't even engage in the xenophobia to begin with. And to be able to just drop it that easily, come on now. I don't even know who that dude is, but I'm going to find out who he is so I could check up on him. I'm going to find out who he is. Shout out to you again, East Coast Kev, for recommending this video.
Rhetoric at one point. Continue on that path, my brother. It's no hard feelings. Just continue doing whatever you was doing, right? You built a certain audience talking a certain type of rhetoric, right? Now, because you're emotional about what's happening.
There is hard feelings. There is hard feelings. There is no such thing as it. Oh, there's no hard feelings. There is hard feelings. I don't bang with none of them. Maybe, again, brother, he's speaking for himself. He said it ain't no hard feelings with him. But with me, it is definitely hard feelings. Definitely hard feelings. This went too far. Definitely hard feelings. And yeah, these dudes was being emotional. That's why they trying to talk that unity talk. But yeah, I'm gonna let the video play some more. Again, shout out to everybody in the building.
Happening in the moment, it's not what you really feel. Now you want to call for unity. Now we got to squad up. Now we got to come squad deep. No, brother. Continue doing whatever you was doing. Just like I told the president of South Africa last week, the president of South Africa put out an address to the nation, calling for unity, saying that, oh, we are not a xenophobic nation. We love our African brothers. We love our brothers on the continent, right? And I told him the same thing. What I tell him, stay in your country, Baba. I don't want to hear nothing about no black unity, African unity. He talking about we're going to send the diplomats to different African countries to, strengthen our relationship. I said, nah, brother, stay in your country, Baba. Keep doing whatever you were doing. Don't try to switch up now. I don't want to hear nothing about no unity, no camaraderie. If you were talking a certain type of rhetoric, stand on that as a man. I can respect that. I might not like that, but I can respect that as a man. One thing I do not respect is the flip-flopping. You coming back now, you want to talk about brotherly love and brother, we got to stick together. We got to squad up on the enemy. I don't want to hear nothing about that because when it comes to me, I've been talking that. I've been
Exactly. I'm jacking that 110%. It's like, again, when everybody was rooting against South Africa when Mexico beat them and everybody was happy, now everybody want to preach unity. Now everybody like, oh, well, let's come together. We all black. It wasn't really like that. No, it was really like that. It was really like that. We can't trust y'all. You can't trust y'all. Once a xenophobe, always a xenophobe. We can't trust no black person, especially a group of black people who come from environments where they had to deal with hardcore white supremacy in their face. And then will still turn on other black people. Can't trust that. Can't trust them at all.
on that, and that's never going to change. But if you chose to go a different path, you chose to stand on the opposite side, I have no problem with that. But stay on that side, though. Stay over there. And the reason you chose that side is because you felt that you had the capability to stand alone. You felt like, I don't need to lock arms with my brothers. I don't need to squad up with the brothers because I can stand by myself. I can do it by myself. So fine, brother, stand on that. I have no problem with that. For the past, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, it's been, hold your own nuts. Oh, go back to your country. Stay in your country. You fled your country. This and that. Your failed homeland. So why is it all of a sudden now, right? Because the boy got hit with 35 years. Now because, the kid got killed and the killer got off. And now all of a sudden, brothers, come to Juneteenth. Brothers, we got a squad deep. Nah. This is the male version of the failed divestors who want to run back to the black man when it doesn't work out. Nah. And honestly, like I said, you cannot trust somebody who is reactionary. Somebody who is reactionary Like those are the main targets. For example, when intelligence agencies run operations, covert operations, try to infiltrate certain circles, those are the people they look for. The reactionary individual with no foundation, right? They're the ones they look for. They don't look for the person with conviction, with a foundation that stands on what he believes in, regardless of the circumstances or the changing winds. No, he stands firm. He's anchored in what he believes in. That person cannot be flipped. That person cannot be infiltrated. The person who can be infiltrated, the person who can be flipped is the one who on Monday, he's saying one thing, and, due to some, recent developments, next week he's saying something totally different, right? That is the main target for intelligence agencies to infiltrate, to gather intel on a certain, organization or group of people. You cannot trust somebody like that, man. You can't.
Yep. Down. And people with stuff to hide and people who are disgruntled. Those are the number one targets. Number one targets of intelligence agencies. Snowman, what you mean by this? I don't know what you meant by this. Yeah, number one targets. Brother is teaching right now.
Trust somebody like that, because as soon as so-called unity is no longer beneficial in your eyes, you're gonna be right back to saying whatever you were saying before, right? Let me jog your memory.
We have finally found a African woman who, I'm trying to figure out how to say this as nicely as possible, but Africans, what is the obsession? There's a Russian guy running through Ghana right now, and you can clearly see the difference between the Americans and the Africans. This is the border of Italy. Do you see all these Africans trying to get up in there? One of the main comments I get every time I run content on Africa is, I'm starting to notice something, right? So Africans know I need a Kenyan to explain to me why we got a Black American woman that was kidnapped in Africa. I didn't see enough of Africa to understand that I probably don't want to visit there, right? I want to speak to all of the Africans.
Now, those of us on this side, those of us who've been,
whole channel of nothing but hate against their own people. Let me see. Yes, they all backstabbing traitors. PCH. They all backstabbing traitors. They cannot be trusted. Yes, we done heard these people make fun of Black immigrants and other Black people suffering, going through real problems, who never did nothing to them. And they thought it was so hilarious. But they only want to talk this ceasefire, let's come together stuff when something bad happens in their community or something really tragic happens, like with the Rick Chow getting off, or when they personally being under attack. Like, what's that dude called? The bozo. When he called himself the Black Tucker Carlson Jr. When he was so thirsty to be with white people, he's putting up memes of him being with white people and how we all together and we gonna be against Pan-Africanism and we gonna be against Africans and blah 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 blah. Once those white people turned on him and doxed him and threatened him, now he start putting up tweets about, oh, let's have a ceasefire, Pan-Africanists. And I put up my tweet underneath that saying there is no ceasefire. Keep firing, Pan-Africanists. We don't care if white people threatening you now. Who cares? Oh, Lee, you talking about Abanu Diablo. Yeah, because so many brothers have gotten killed like that in New York. So I was confused about which one you was even talking about. Yeah. Yes, they can definitely go ask some Europeans. Again, and when the Europeans turn on them like they always do, and like they've been doing, I don't want to hear no ceasefire. I don't want to hear no, we all Black, we gotta come together. I don't want to hear that. That type of talk is reserved for Black people who was never actually like anti-Black. That type of we need to come together and put our differences aside, that's some personal stuff. Like, all right, these two people got a personal issue, but I'm trying to tell them, like, brothers, make peace because we got a bigger fish to fry. Oh yes. You either gay, a Black immigrant, you from Louisiana, which makes you a Black, which makes you Haitian, you a Democratic shield, you right. Oh, shout out to East Coast Kev for setting it off. He started it off right with the $5 donation. Much appreciated. Yeah, we're not going no back and forth. We're not doing back and forth. Yeah, once you cross that line, you crossed it. Stay over there.
Preaching that message of unity and family. We've been saying that. We've been saying stop wasting your time trying to get clicks and views off these trivial topics, and let's go at the real enemy. Let's talk about the real adversary. Y'all said, nah, we got to talk about these Africans. We got to talk about these Jamaicans and Trinidadians. That's the real hot topic, right? So now all of a sudden, now you want to talk about the adversary. Now you want to squad deep on the adversary now, right? So kids had to die and kids had to get sent to jail for 30 years just for you to finally say, you know what? We need to squad up and lock arms against, the opposition. Oh, now that's what it took. Kids had to die. Like, that's what it took. It wasn't just common sense in the first place. And it's so crazy because while individuals like yourself and, thought leaders like, Tariq Nasheed and things like that were pushing that message of black versus black. Meanwhile, the white nationalists, right, they were locking arms, right? They were coming together. We could look at the United States government, all the various ethnicities that are in the government right now, right? Even the president himself, a child of immigrants, a recent arrival. The commander-in-chief of the United States and all the foundational white Americans, they riding behind him. They standing behind him. His whole government is very diverse in terms of ethnic origins. But they were locking arms. They were closing ranks, the white nationalists, while guys like you were pushing black versus black, African, this, that. You were pushing an entirely different message. You were pushing disunity. You were pushing discord, disagreement. You were pushing hostility and conflict because it brought clicks and views, right? But now all of a sudden, now we got to come together, brother. Come to Juneteenth. Come, listen, we all black. Listen, we all family. Listen, if kids got to die, right? If kids got to die and kids got to get sent under the jail for you to notice that we family and we need to come together, brother, I don't need your brotherhood, right? I don't need your brotherhood if that's what it takes for you to see the light. If it's
exactly no justification. Again, this is America. We live in America. We've been dealing with racism for 500 years straight. The first Africans to be brought to America was brought here in 1526. It is now the year 2026. And we have been dealing with racism for the whole way through. We never got a break. It shouldn't have had to go this far for somebody to come to their senses. It shouldn't have. Like, for real. No. Snowman, when I said personal issue, I'm talking about like maybe like, how people be fighting with their family and stuff like that, and they be like, oh, y'all cousins, y'all gotta leave it alone. We gotta be bigger than that for the family. I'm talking about stuff like that. I'm not talking about like, oh, the FBA bozo, someone, I got a personal issue with Africans or some nonsense like that. I'm not talking about that. Oh, shout out to Benevolence in the building. Thank you for the fire emoji. Thank you for the fire emoji. RS7RB. Yeah, let's keep this going.
Not just common sense understanding, then I don't need it, because that means there's no foundation there. You're not anchored in anything solid. And as soon as something happens next week or next month, you're going to be right back to listen, forget them people over there, forget them other blacks. Those not my brothers. Listen, that's not my family. So I don't need your brotherhood, my brother. I don't need it. It's not solid. It's nothing there. It's nothing genuine there, in my opinion. The same thing I would tell to a failed divester or a failed swirler. Baby, I don't need that. You can keep that. That's what I would tell this brother. I would tell him, before all these recent events took place, all these recent developments took place, you felt confident enough to stand alone. You felt confident enough to stand on your own. Remember, when it came to us, we was just the musty tethers, whose parents, fled their failed homelands, right? Our failed, nations of origin. So don't worry about us, brother. We got nothing to offer. We just a bunch of dusty tethers, a bunch of useless tethers who, have never accomplished anything of importance. Don't worry about us. We not shit.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's exactly how they was talking. Oh, black immigrants never did anything. All they do is leech. They never contributed anything. They're bad. This and that and this. Like, come on now. Correct. Like, they got to hold their own nuts.
We're just useless individuals, and you are the superior black, and we are the inferiors, and you can stand on your own as a man. So I believe in you. I believe in your ability to stand on your own, and I think that's what you should do. I think that's what's best. I don't need any reactionary or conditional or temporary brotherhood, right? Because it's convenient, an alliance of convenience, because you're under pressure right now. And as soon as it's back to peacetime, you're going to go right back to doing what you was doing. Way too many of our people are reactionary. That's a major problem that we have, right? We're way too reactionary as a race of people, right? No foundation, no anchor, no solid, belief system, just very wishy-washy. And as a man, it's not good to be wishy-washy. Like when it comes to me, nobody can shake me off my belief system. Nobody can change what I believe in. Nobody can show me a video or try to come and preach something to me, and then I'm going to abandon my belief system and adopt a whole new belief system. That'll never happen. That'll never happen. We've sat on this social media and we've heard y'all say all type of inflammatory garbage, right? Black unity is dead. Pan-Africanism is dead. Go back to your country. You fled your failed homeland. This and that, this and that. Like, listen. There is no coming back from that. There is no coming back from that. And I'm going to tell the same thing to the Black South Africans, because they're going to be saying the same nonsense in the future as well, right? There's going to come a time in the future where the xenophobic Black South Africans are going to be putting out videos. Listen, African brothers, we got to come together. Now is the time. You know, I know we had our issues back in the day, but now is the time. You know, you see what the white South Africans are doing. You see what they're doing. Listen, they're going to drive us out the country. Listen, brothers, we got to come together. We got to ride. And we're going to tell the same thing to the Black South Africans. We're going to be like, listen, you are the superior South African, right? You can stand alone, right? You told us, Abahambe, go back to your country, right? So we're gonna sit back and relax, and we're gonna just keep doing what we're doing, right? We're gonna keep doing what we're doing. We don't want to establish a temporary alliance of convenience with you because you are too wishy-washy. We're gonna say the same thing to everything. The same thing we tell to the failed divestors and the failed swirlers. Baby, I don't want to hear none of that. Go back to the white man. Listen, that's what we got to.
Exactly. And I didn't know this happened with the amazing Lucas. And he had to take that stream down. I could only imagine. Again, yes. All the people. Let's see. Of course, Tariq ain't got no smoke for Jews. You know what happened? Like, you see how the whole beef with Tommy Sotomayor started behind him asking him a simple question. How come you never talk about the Jews and Hidden Colors? All that, remember that. All that beef started between Tariq and Tommy, not because of Tommy's cooning for the white man, not because I don't even like really using the term cooning, but I got to use it. Cooning for the white man, buck dancing for the white man. I could use that. Buck dancing for the white man. All that anti-black woman talk he was doing. No, that didn't start the beef. Tariq was even supporting him financially. He was shouting him out. But when he asked him that question, not even trying to put Tariq on the spot, it was like innocent. Tariq went crazy. He went crazy because as you know, Tariq's mother-in-law is Jewish. Tariq's family got is a part of some Black Jewish Alliance organization. So he don't play like that. He do not play like that. Shout out to everybody in the building.
Tell these folks, our people are way too wishy-washy. They don't stand on nothing solid, right? On Monday, it's Abahambe. On Monday, it's go back to your country. On Tuesday, it's Black unity, Black brotherhood. We under attack. Listen, I don't need none of that. Anyways, man, like I said, I'm not going to be here too long. You know, the brother probably means well, but I just can't trust it. Man, because I know I'm going to come back in 3 months and he's going to be right back to grifting and just, the Black versus Black division. I bet $1 million. I bet $1 million in 3 months, in 90 days, you go back to his social media, it's going to be back to regularly scheduled programming, right? I look at your godfather, Tariq Nasheed. He has not stopped the xenophobia. He has not stopped the ignorance, even while all this is going down. While the Carmelo Anthony verdict coming down, the kid got, he got killed and the killer beat the case. Tariq Nasheed is not stopping the xenophobia. It don't stop. It's like Diddy, can't stop, won't stop. So at the end,
Tariq did. I gotta do this. Tariq did try to stop the xenophobia for a little bit, because remember, that's how I found out about all this push of FBA talking about unity and stop with the xenophobia, because Tariq was the first one to do it. But then they started following suit, and then Tariq went right back to doing what he'd been doing, being a xenophobe, being a bozo.
End of the day, I'm cool, brother. I'm cool. No hard feelings. Keep doing what you're doing. Stand on what you believe in. You can stand on your own as a man. You don't need us, right? You don't need us. Like, we have nothing to offer, right? Like I said, y'all said Pan-Africanism is dead. Black unity is dead. Pan-Africanism never accomplished anything of importance. That's fine. It's cool. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. You keep doing whatever you was doing, right? And then hopefully you get the results that you desire. You don't need to, squad up with us, form coalitions with us.
No, I do not want them to get the results that they desire. I do not want them getting the results they desire. Not at all. And you are right, Mulatto. A lot of the FBA grifters came from Tommy Camp. They was cool with Tommy. But yeah, I think we could get off this now. Again, shout out to the brother. I'm about to like this video. I'm probably going to subscribe to his channel and see what he got going on. But yeah, let's go on to our next topic right here. We got to touch on this again. This is Vlad. I said Vlad. Oh my goodness. I keep calling him Vlad. I think there's a meaning in that. This is Vaush, and he's defending Graham Platner. Let's see what's going on. I didn't watch this video, but I'm pretty sure this is a Graham Platner defense video. Let's get into it.
Yes, right there, right here, this young man.
On Graham Platner, are you satisfied with the explanations he's given for the controversies his campaign is faced right now? Are you concerned about going further?
I met with Graham Platner today. We're going
they finally, Schumer and Platner have finally met, it seems.
to beat Susan Collins and take back the Senate.
So you're saying that Dan Mill is your preferred candidate?
He sounds so enthusiastic about this, like, edge case, exceptional Democratic pickup in a Maine Senate seat, you know? He's fucking gritting his teeth as he acknowledges this.
I met with Graham Platner today. We're going to beat Susan Collins and take back the Senate.
So much enthusiasm for, like, actually getting an insane pickup in the Senate.
So you're saying that...
Why should he be enthusiastic about Graham Platner, the lefty, possibly winning Maine? Like, again, he's happy that we could possibly take back the Senate, but why should he be so enthusiastic? Like, what is Graham Platner bringing to the table that's so special that people should be like up in arms, not up in arms, excuse me, should be celebrating and be like, oh, we got Graham Platner. Like, he ain't no Obama.
Dan Mill is your preferred candidate. There's been rattlings that she should get back in. You're standing behind Graham Platner, to be clear here?
We're going to beat Susan
With
Collins
Graham Platner.
Dude, like, literally, he's so fucking mad, dude.
and take back the Senate. Yes.
No enthusiasm at all. It doesn't matter how well Platner does. Chuck Schumer will never be able to take credit for it because everybody knows he fucking hates him.
Schumer, does Democrats taking behind Graham Platner, does that hurt their credibility in attacking Pan-Africanism?
We're going to take that. We're going to beat Susan Collins and take back the Senate. Any other subject you got? Any?
Hatred. He's literally the Democratic Senate leader, and he's like, why are you asking me about the Senate? Why are you asking me about the Senate? You know how I feel about him. Why are you asking me about the Senate?
Other subject? Yes, you're right there.
Do you believe that Janet Hill should unsuspend her campaign?
We're going to beat Susan Collins and take back the Senate.
I hate him. I do. But I love to see him lose. I love a good villain. He's a bad villain, but I love to see him suffer. I love to see him suffer. It's remarkable. And I really, again, like, I know liberals keep losing. I understand, like, they don't know why. They scream, they rage. But, like, does it not give you a bit of pause that Chuck Schumer is obviously more emotionally affected by the idea of Platner winning than by Susan Collins winning? Like, if Platner was guaranteed to lose, you know he'd be doing a spiel here about how he thinks Mills would have been a better candidate or whatever. But because Platner is going to win, he doesn't really have a choice here. He kind of has to just accept that democracy played out in spite of his best efforts. He would rather lose to Republicans than let somebody like Platner win, man.
No, he wouldn't. He clearly said that he's backing Platner. Just because he's not like jumping for joy about it doesn't mean anything. Forget Platner. Like, again, why would Chuck Schumer, a Jewish American, be happy that Tottenkopf boy is gonna be in the Senate? Anti-Israel Tottenkopf boy is gonna be in the Senate. Why would he be happy about that?
Last one.
You have not said if you're still...
The only saving grace here from Chuck Schumer's perspective is that the Tottenkopf tattoo on Platner implies that secretly Platner might share Schumer's position on ethnostates.
I didn't even watch this video. And look how, and like, he brought up the Tottenkopf. Again, I didn't watch this video. And you know what he just said? So you trying to say that Platner has a Nazi tattoo on his chest. The guy who tried to lie and claim he didn't know what that was. And let's say, for example, he didn't know what that was. That automatically disqualifies him from being a U.S. senator. But let's move past that. So you trying to say that, oh, his only saving grace is that him who supports Israel, Chuck Schumer, is the same as Platner, who's supporting the Nazis with a Nazi tattoo. You can't make this up. You can't make this up.
His only hope is that Platner is lying and they might both be Nazis. But I don't think so. I think Platner might just be a silly boy.
Endorsing Graham Platner. Are you still supporting Graham Platner?
As I said, I endorsed Graham Platner. We're going to take back. We're going to
salute Palawala. Yes, it's Graham Platner, the guy with the Titan cough, the Nazi tattoo on his chest, who tried to lie and say he didn't know what that was. That's again, when FD signified talking about why I'm leaving the white left, I've been telling people about these white lefties. They don't care about black people. They don't care about anybody. When they talk about all this, we care about Palestinians, we care about this group, that group. That's cap. That's cap. It's cap. They just using the plight of those groups to try to build power for themselves. All they care about is class issues. That's it. That's it. And a lot of them are bigots too. They don't just care about class issues. They're really bigots.
beat Susan Collins and take back the Senate. Thank you.
So mad. So fucking mad, dude. Those are conflicting Nazisms. Believe it or not, they're really not. There is a massive overlap ideologically between actual neo-Nazis and Israel, because Israel is, in addition to being a Jewish ethno-state, a largely white supremacist one. Also, like, there's a reason why the most aggressive and obnoxious white supremacists are brown people from Oceania, you know? There's a lot of incoherence there. It's all the same. Hate distorts all other perspectives. Platner will be the new Fetterman? I don't think so. I think the only reason people draw that comparison is because they don't have the, like, chud voices or whatever. Like, there's not really a...
No, I believe he'll be the next... Matter of fact, only reason he won't be the next Fetterman is because he got that Totten cough. So he's going to be true to the anti-Israel stuff. He's not going to bow down and scrape like Fetterman. Also, a lefty bozo who had a track record of being anti-black. When he pulled the gun on the black team, still had to explain that, but y'all bozo lefties supported him. It's like, how come being anti-black is never a disqualifying? It's never disqualifying for a lefty candidate. How come? Inquiring minds want to know.
A point of comparison at all, to be honest with you. Like, what is the similarity between Fetterman and Schumer? Sorry, not Fetterman, Schumer. Those similarities are quite obvious between Fetterman, and Platner, outside the fact that they're both chud-coded. Why is it brown oceanics support the idea of white fascist ethnostates so much? Same reason as Latin America. They were colonized by, Spain or whatever. So all the white supremacists over there imagine themselves as direct descendants of Cortez. It's the same dynamic.
Shout out to you, Black Adam.
Like, the Oceania is made up of like a million fucking, like Polynesian tribes or whatever, like a super, super complex, racially, tribally complex environment. And one of the like shortcuts to feeling like you're worthwhile when you ain't worth shit is to pretend that you're the direct descendant of like the glorious 6'2" Aryan blonde, blue-eyed Giga Chads who came over and raped people for a couple centuries before they got kicked out by the locals. Like, that's it. It's the same. It's Latin America. Every part of the world that has been touched by Spain's dirty, dirty colonial hands ended up like developing the exact same kind of racial politics. What about the Portuguese? I mean, same dynamic, right? You're talking about the Spaniards and French right now, blonde. Dog, look at white supremacist Filipino art on what white people or like what Spaniards look like. They draw Aryans. They draw blonde-haired, blue-eyed people. It's the...
Oh, thank you, JK, let's see, Perkins. Thank you. I appreciate it too. I appreciate your 5. Thank you for setting it off for yourself with the 5. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and my second channel too. Here it is. Thank you. But yeah, let's get back to this.
it's all mental illness from top to bottom. It's all mental illness the whole way around. It's all just fucked in the head, people. All right, give me the debate slot. I said I'd get back to this.
A lot of drama coming from Platner's campaign. And this is a must-win race if Democrats want the Senate.
Jake, it definitely is. I mean, mathematically speaking, it is very difficult, if not impossible, for Democrats to win control of the Senate without winning Maine. And this is why. Susan Collins is the only Republican member of the Senate who's up this year, who's effectively from a blue state, a state that Kamala Harris won in 2024. That's why Democrats have placed so much hope in Maine. But at the same time, so much scrutiny is coming on Graham Platner. He's an oyster farmer. He's never been in politics before. He's endured one sort of self-induced controversy after another. The latest, as you said, is a weekend of revelation about him sending sexual messages to a woman while he was married. Well, his wife.
Why no mention of the Totten cough? Like why no mention of that? Why no mention of his anti-blackness? Like why no mention of that? You making it seem like he just he's just a regular Joe Schmo and he just made some oopsies. He's not a professional politician, so sometimes he's gonna make some oopsies. That's what you're making it sound like.
Pushing back.
No, it was before he was married. They just they only talked about it, and his wife found out about it after they were married.
All of this,
and it's all been resolved, and no one cares.
Saying that those are not the issues that voters are concerned about.
Yeah, of course, if you bringing up something that he texts a woman, of course voters are not gonna really care about that. Like, all right, before he was married, he was texting women like, hey, let's hook up or whatever. It's like, talk about what people really don't like about Platner. Like, come on now. What channel is this that he's even like this CNN? Like, come on, CNN is washed.
I find it really shameful that there's a group of media outlets and people who are willing to spread gossip instead of talking about real issues that Graham is running on.
What is your take on this Graham Platner situation and the fact?
Exactly, Julius. Exactly. All the people coming from the left, it's like y'all supposed to be so smart. Y'all call everybody a Nazi, but somehow, some way, y'all end up keep backing a bunch of racist people. Your golden boy is literally a dude with a Nazi tattoo on his chest. Can't make this up.
Fact that Democrats are doing what I would argue maybe Republicans have been doing since 2016 and just saying,
Yeah, because of last cycle and the ones leading up to, I think the bar for entry, the Democratic Party, has been placed so low because we put it there. Democrats right now just want a...
Fuck you, dude. Every single Republican candidate is a 70 IQ subhuman pedophile retard. And Platner, why? What's wrong with Platner? If it was you would support the Nazi tattoos if you thought he meant it.
Candidate who can, speak plain English and communicate to voters and be authentic.
But I think we have lost
the fuck. Okay, what is this highlights reel? Just give me the fucking combos.
The plot on authenticity. I think Graham Platner is cosplaying working class. He wears it like a Halloween costume, and that has been placed on him by the same people who have run a lot of progressive candidates across the nation. In this pursuit of getting to know the everyman, we keep picking these people who I think show the worst parts of society. If I am to believe that Graham Platner can relate to everyday Americans, then that means I am to believe that everyday Americans are okay with Nazi tattoos because they get them accidentally when they're drunk or because they served in the military. They have very regressive views on race and on gender.
She literally supports actual existing Nazism. Platner is to her left on every issue.
That's not true. See, this is again, the guy with the Nazi tattoo, the guy who has a history of saying racist and sexist things on the internet, a guy who was literally a Blackwater mercenary, a guy who served multiple tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, is somehow to the left of a black woman pointing out all those things about him. Everybody a Nazi except the Nazis. Everybody a Nazi except the guy with the Nazi tattoo. And she is right. Like, again, the left is so, this online white left is so obsessed. They so obsessed with trying to reach the racist white crowd. They so obsessed with that because they want to do their whole big class project. It's nonsense. Not many. Yeah, the black woman was speaking. What do you mean bullshit?
I just cannot accept the fact that to gain the working class, we have to dress up people who show the lowest of our values.
By the way, this is the exact same kind of bigotry of low expectations, paternalistic, patronizing bullshit that racists do with black people, where black people will support a black candidate or black musician or artist or athlete or whatever else who says good things about race relations in this country, who has criticisms of white supremacy, and they'll be like, I don't think black people actually want to be represented by this guy. This guy's like a thug with his pants low or whatever. I don't think black people want nice, respectable representatives like this Republican who's wearing a shiny suit, you know? They do the exact same thing. They can't criticize Platner's position, so they have to do these.
What do you mean? The community, brothers killing brothers. This is the bigger problem in the community. That we are watching these lefties, these Nazbuls, these class reductionists take over the Democratic Party. That's a bigger issue. We're watching that right now. That's a bigger issue.
Vague gesturings at him. This like, well, he's not like a real proletarian. He's like a wealthy oyster farmer.
It does speak to how hungry Democrats are for new blood, though.
Then give them real anti-establishment people.
Oh, yeah. Real anti-establishment, like what your fucking consulting firm would support. Oh, yeah. What real anti-establishment? What, like Buttigieg? Come on, give me an example.
Yeah, Governor Janet Mills is very credible.
Number three, my favorite three, yeah, four, any four analogy, it's four. Go to five.
Also someone under 50.
Voters have a say in this. And if you look at the numbers, Graham Platner, he has only gotten more popular, okay, since the controversy, since the tattoo, since all of it.
Exactly. He's only gotten more popular because who's he's getting more popular with? A bunch of white people who like his position on class issues and like his position on race issues. That's why he's getting more popular. It's the same Bernie bro nonsense. When people, that's how we got the Bernie bro to MAGA pipeline. A lot of people who voted for Trump would have voted for Bernie Sanders because he's kind of the same, maybe not as bad as Trump on social issues, but he's kind of the same, and he's better on economic issues. That's it. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. I can't believe this. Like, people are acting like, oh, how did we not see this coming? Somebody with a white guy with a Nazi tattoo who says racist things, but got some good economic policies, has a huge support, has a big fan base. Who could have saw this coming? It's like the great progressive era again. In American history, when FDR and them, they had great economic policies, but they were stone cold white supremacists. And they got a bunch of white people to come out and vote for them. It's like we see who knew? That's what white people want. Who knew?
That's a real thing. And then, down in Texas, where Ken Paxton was going up against John Cornyn, all of the dirt is out there on Ken Paxton. And I was looking at some favorability and unfavorability numbers for the two of them.
You said I'm a goofy? Explain how I'm a goofy. I bet you one of these black lefties, right? You one of these black lefties. I bet you support Graham Platner, don't you? I bet you supported Fetterman. I bet you would have voted for Bernie Sanders. Matter of fact, you probably did vote for Bernie Sanders. You probably went and wrote his name in. like a goofy.
Paxton and Cornyn. And voters are just as favorable toward Paxton as they are to Cornyn. They are not the same. But voters don't seem to care about the scandals.
Well, I would be very clear. They are not the same. Ken Paxton was acquitted at his trial in the Senate of the crimes he was accused of.
But
oh my fucking God.
His wife has accused him of his wife has accused him of things that has led her to seek a divorce on biblical grounds. So,
and I am sure we're going to hear. I'm sure we're going to hear all about it.
There's a lot of corruption, but there's a lot of personal issues too with him.
But just to be clear, on the corruption stuff, that he was impeached by the Texas House, he was acquitted by the Texas Senate. So I think we should be clear about that. That is not the same as someone
by his own party. Yeah.
Who has exhibited a pattern over 20 years. I mean, it's not just the Nazi tattoo.
Pattern.
What pattern?
Prosecuting, it's not just the Nazi. It's the belief.
Anyway, the takeaway you should get from this is that the Republican who's defending Ken Paxton is on the same side here as the Democratic consultant. That's the main takeaway.
Belief that women are responsible for their own rape. I mean, that's appalling and absurd. To have someone
nice talking point. Did you get that from Chuck Schumer?
That women are somehow responsible for being raped, to have people who obviously, sexually message their women while they're married. Like, these are all bad things, and they just keep getting
the greatest crime to a Republican, flirting with overage women.
Worse with Graham Platner.
Okay, you didn't address anything I said, so stop commenting to me or address what I said, or I'm gonna have to put you on timeout. Yes, this is nonsense. He probably is. Again, I haven't watched this, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna call her the B word because he got a big habit of just calling black women out their name. A big habit.
I think Democrats, as you've seen, a couple of them make pretty strong statements against him.
So wait.
I think they're realizing that the wheels are coming off.
So
the
Joe,
bus
are
over there.
affairs disqualifying? This one. Yeah. Marital affairs.
To be clear, I think the Nazi tattoo is disqualifying. I think the idea that women are responsible for their own rapes is completely disqualifying, and he should be punched in the face. To be frank with you, I mean that's an appalling thing to say. I think that's different from someone who's accused of bribery and was acquitted. I think that's someone who's has issues with his wife that we're going to all hear. We are going to hear all about Ken Paxton's divorce.
They're tripping over themselves to condemn Platner, and it only makes him appear more authentic too. Like, everyone knows, there's a reason why the deep state.
Okay, more authentic. Again, Nazi tattoo, saying women are responsible for their own rape. All the anti-black stuff he said. Being a Blackwater mercenary. Like, come on now. This is ridiculous. Y'all couldn't find nobody better than this. This is what I was saying. This is who the left is. This is who the white left is. They are Graham Platner. They are Graham Platner. They are him. And it's sad that it took for all this to happen for a lot of y'all black lefty bozos to finally see this. It's sad. I should have been saw this. I should have been knew it.
They did the same thing with Mamdani. The Democrats and the Republicans uniting, Schumer acknowledging that Platner's going to win while fucking gritting his teeth and refusing to take questions about it. It's disgusting, but it does tell you. When did he say that about women? Like fucking 15 years ago on Reddit.
That was Graham Platner who said that, Lee, who said that women are responsible for their own rape. And look, he's defending it. Tomorrow, oh, that was like 15 years ago. That was like 15 years ago. That was like 15 years ago. Yes, the guy with the tattoo said that. Women are responsible. Again, he said, as I said, like, they picked him on purpose. This is not an accident. Like, these people are terminally online. There's no way that they didn't know all this stuff about him that he said. Because, again, this is all on the internet. This is stuff he said on Reddit. These people live on Reddit. The first thing they did was look into his Reddit history. They saw the Nazi tattoo, and they knew that about his military service. They knew he was a part of Blackwater, and they was like, that's our guy. That's our guy. That's our guy. Can't support Kamala Harris because of something Joe Biden did, but we can support Platner, even though that's what he did.
He made some shit ass statement about, like, I don't know, women dressing the wrong way or something. He's clarified and qualified and apologized a billion times, and it comes across as like a stupid dude bro, never had a conversation with a woman in his life kind of dig, not like this guy's secretly the dark horse, like, hyper misogynist or whatever, you know.
The trial, I believe, even starts while he's campaigning.
In a couple
it's going to be
but this latest Graham Platner scandal is over sexting with staffers. Let me just read. I have to read this statement because this is from his wife. His wife told CNN and reporters, I confided deeply personal details about my marriage to someone who I considered a friend. In the months since, I've had to watch as she spreads malicious gossip to anyone who would take her call. I trusted this person with the most private chapter of our lives, the early days of our marriage before any campaign was on our mind, and I'm deeply hurt by her betrayal and invasion of our privacy. I know who Graham is. I know the man that I married and the husband that he has been to me on the best and worst days of my life. That hasn't changed, and it won't. That is what his wife says. But the piece of this is that it's adding to many things. Yeah. But
yeah, the staffers thing is just completely made up.
Do our voters sort of just don't care about, I mean, and maybe I should go further back because, you know, Donald Trump has cheated allegedly on his spouses before. He's been divorced several times. There was also Bill Clinton.
What do you mean by that? Like, clarify. Hey, what do you mean by that?
You know, are we done with this stuff? Do personal mistakes not matter in politics anymore?
Sadly, I mean, I'm nostalgic for a time when Bush getting a DUI or Obama smoking weed was shocking and led the news for a couple weeks. And sadly,
fuck off, dude. Fuck these fucking people, man. Our president is literally the most criminal, bar none, orders of magnitude, pedophile, everyday fraud, didn't divest from his industry. He's made billions since becoming president again, billions of dollars. Insider trading very, very openly, but now we're waxing poetic, and that's who she supports. And now we're waxing poetic over, like, oh, well, wouldn't it be nice if we were all civil again?
I think we're at a point in American politics where it isn't disqualifying. And it's funny. I mean, I was kind of surprised.
Told you, Vaush, I hate CNN. They're barely going to have to change after Ellison takes them over.
To see the reaction from folks like Cory Booker now sort of raising questions about support for Graham Platner in light of these affairs, because frankly, adultery and infidelity now seems so ubiquitous in American politics. So to me, that wasn't even the most shocking thing. I think Democrats, though, now are trying to backpedal a little bit because they realize it's this constant drip, drip, drip. It wasn't just the Totenkopf tattoo. It wasn't just the basically making fun of veterans for getting shot at. It wasn't the sexual acts in porta potty. It's continuing to
sexual acts in a porta.
I think you got me confused. I do not support Graham Platner. I am not a leftist. I'm giving him too much respect. Lefty. I'm not a lefty. I do not support Graham Platner. He is the enemy to me. I am black and a liberal. What do you mean by that? I hope you're not talking to me.
He posted that he jerked off in a porta potty once.
Drip, drip, drip. And so I think they're kind of aware.
Again, this is who the left found and said, this is our guy. This is our guy. This is our guy.
That maybe they've made this Faustian bargain. And bear in mind, I think for so long they tried to say, oh, we have the moral high ground because Donald Trump. That was their argument for everything. And so now they've somehow embraced somebody with a Nazi tattoo. I mean, it's kind of beyond the pale. Yeah. And I would also note too, but this is all in the name of getting out Susan Collins, who is the most moderate Republican in the Senate. It's a really tough.
Again, just complete uniformity between Republicans and the moderate Democrats, like 1-to-1. Their talking points are identical.
Platner is that bad. He's that bad. Again, it shouldn't even have been this way. You say you don't care. I don't sound retarded. You're just mad because I'm the truth right now. Maybe you're one of these white lefties who calls everybody a Nazi, but you're literally supporting a guy with a Nazi tattoo. Yeah, Maybe that's the case with you.
They're identical. The Republicans are engaging in the exact same phony bullshit id poll. We're so concerned about misogyny. We're so concerned about like civility. It's the exact same thing. And Collins is not the most, but Collins overwhelmingly voted in favor of what Trump wanted. Saying Faustian doesn't make you smart. Well, doesn't she work for the New York Post? I don't want to overcompensate if I worked for that rag too. So fucking embarrassing. Outside the DSCC headquarters where Platner's meeting with Democratic senators. Look at these people. What the fuck is this? This guy is cosplaying as Graham Platner in a towel. What are we doing here, man? Yeah, go home.
Yeah, this is getting crazy. Trump is the worst president we ever had in the history of this country. He's the worst. Oh, so you're like MAGA? So you must be one of these weirdo Bernie bros who hate the Democrats, but you'll know you're a lefty too. So yeah. Hello, can y'all hear me? For some reason, this thing just cut off on me. I guess we was talking too much truth because it cut off on me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Hello, y'all can hear me. All right, I'm seeing ones. We about to start. Give me like 30 more seconds so I can just get everything back together. Thank y'all for still rocking with me. Okay, cool. We back. Family, I want to talk about this. This right here. Let me just play this a little bit.
Streamer sponsored by Steak hands out machetes and booze to the homeless. This is the one where he's giving them out the machetes. I saw this. Get ready.
There you go. Need some protection out here. You know
there it is. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. I'll go over there. I'll handle it.
Oh, damn, bro. Like, he's happy.
Big ass.
Oh.
This is degenerate. Mind you, this bozo, Asmongold, like he's like laughing and ha-ha and kikiing about this. If this was a black person doing this, he'll start talking about, oh, what are we going to do about these people? Look what they're doing. Look what they're doing. What are we going to do about these people? What are we going to do about these people? And a reason why I wanted to do this tonight, because again, this video is old. It just happened to pop up on my in my algorithm. So I had clicked it and then I figured out that it was old. But yeah. Maybe it's been hacked. I don't know. But yeah, we back, so we're gonna keep going. But yeah, this bozo. And I'm like, I remember this bozo. Because I remember before he said something like that was really off and crazy. And I was like looking into him, like researching him. And I found out that he lives in a filthy house. He doesn't bathe. He be pissing on himself. And then like with the pissing on himself thing with the piss bottle. And then some like video came up with him getting pissed on. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. But today, because I saw this video, I wanted to use him getting pissed on as a thumbnail. And now I can't find that video anywhere. And I want to know, was that video real? Because even if it was fake, which I don't believe, because again, that video was before like all this AI stuff. So it couldn't have been fake. But it would still be some trace of it on the internet. Like it's so gone that I know for a fact that he had to pay somebody to scrub it off the internet. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. He paid to have that scrubbed off the internet. Because again, if you just typed him in, it came up. I remember, I think I saw like a Reddit thread about it and everything. Now you can't find none of that. You said Asmon is GOAT. Do you remember seeing a video with him getting pissed on? Yes or no? Answer that question. Did you see a video with this bozo getting pissed on? Not that long ago. That's what I'm saying. Not that long ago. So it's like I seen that with my own eyes. Him getting pissed on. I'm like, this is who bozos, anti-black bozos. This is their leader. This is one of their big homies. A dude sitting in a filthy house who don't bathe, surrounded by piss bottles, who getting pissed on. Have you ever heard of that video? A video of Asmongold being pissed on? Because I seen it. I seen it. Like I'm not, I saw the stills from it because I didn't watch it because that was like crazy. But I saw the stills and I saw him with the piss on his face. I think it was a woman. It was a woman pissing on him, and now it's completely gone, like scrubbed from the internet. Like you can't find even a mention of it. Like, oh, fake video of Asmon, like nothing. That lets me know that he paid to get that scrubbed off the internet. So inquiring minds want to know. Does anybody else remember seeing that video? So you say you didn't see that video, but if you saw it, you would laugh? I know you would laugh. I know, because that's your guy. I know. See, again, this is the type of people who watch Asmon. He does weirdo content. He's a racist. And it's like, haha, haha, just being a weirdo. Because again, he's laughing about this like as some type of joke that this guy's going around to mainly poor black people, homeless black people, passing out machetes and boozes, and alcohol. Like this is like some type of joke. Now, again, if a black person was doing this, and especially if somebody got hurt, it'll be the whole black race fault. No, I don't think it was another content creator. It was like a woman. Like he did. Like that's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, Tabitha. Shout out to Tabitha in the building. Ill nasty. So again, we got some Asmongold followers in the building. Do y'all remember seeing a video with the dude getting pissed on? I want to know. Because again, I can't find that nowhere, like out of nowhere. Because it was like anytime you even type this name in, first couple of things that pop up, he got surrounded by piss bottles. He don't bathe. All this other stuff. Now it's nowhere to be found. It's nowhere to be found. So yeah, inquiring minds want to know. Like, yeah. Matter of fact, let's look at some more of his stuff. I know it's just anti-blackness. It's just dripping with anti-blackness. Just you see it already, just dripping with anti-blackness. Dripping with anti-blackness, but somehow, somebody's passing out machetes to people who are homeless, people who are not altogether mentally. They could have killed somebody. They could have hurt somebody, but it's funny and it's base. Ha, 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 ha. Look, we got them crying about the Iliad. Crying about the Iliad. Can't make this up. Oh, yeah.
So what is this? Is someone asked him to turn the speaker down? Who's it?
Gotta be kidding me, boy. This motherfucker got his headphones on. He told me to put my speaker down. And he got his motherfucking headphones on. You out your mind, my man.
Just why do you have to listen to the speaker?
I want to cut you. So shut your fucking mouth then. So shut your mouth then. Mind your business, you bitch. Why you have to jump out there? You got headphones on.
He's literally just trying to read a book. Just trying to read.
Bitch. What, you think I was a punk or something? Yeah, that's the best thing you better do. Move, you bitch ass mother.
Remember what I said before about how like anybody that has this crash out over being perceived of being disrespected, just lock them up. Just institutionalize them immediately.
Yeah. That's what you gotta do.
Uh-huh.
That's what you better do. Yeah. You don't want no drama with me, motherfucker.
I'm gonna ask you this question. And again, the only reason I didn't time you out or block you because I want to ask you this question. Do you remember the video of Asmongold being pissed on? 3-star, perfect deer. Have you seen the video or any type of like thumbnail or screenshot or anything like that of this man being pissed on? Let me know. I know, but again, I want them in here because again, I want to confirm this. Am I the only person who's seen this video or seen the screenshots from a video of Asmongold being pissed on? And again, this is before the whole AI revolution. I remember it. I remember it. But now you can't find it at all. You can't find it. Like I even retraced my steps. I cannot find it.
I'll cut your face open. Are you serious?
I know.
You gonna tell me to put my speaker down?
Isn't it crazy how easy this problem would be to solve? And we don't do it.
I'll cut your.
Enough of that. You said there's no such video? Well, I seen it. I seen it. I think you just defending them because, you know, that's your big homie. And that's kind of embarrassing that you, like, again, it's like embarrassing that you're following the guy whose house is filthy, surrounded by piss bottles, don't shower, is a total bozo. Like, I think that's the case. Yes, somebody peed on him. That's why I keep asking, like, am I the only person who saw that? I know I can't be the only one who saw that. No, it was a woman. It was a woman. Yes. He's suggesting killing black people. That's what he's suggesting, if you want to be real, because we're not stupid. Oh, these people. Oh, we should do something about these people, these type of people. We know what he's talking about. Exactly. That's why I keep saying, like, this is their big homie. This is who they follow. They follow somebody who's rich. He could easily pay a maid like $200 every week to come keep his house spick and span. And matter of fact, it wouldn't even cost him $200. $200 is for a deep cleaning every day. I mean, every week, deep cleaning. He don't got to wash no dishes, none of that. None of that. Like, this is ridiculous. Disgusting. But again, I wanted to see if any of his followers, but any of the bozos, were aware of this. Like, if anybody, am I the only one who know about this, like, alleged piss video? I'm not even gonna call it alleged because I saw it. I saw it. So yeah, I wanna know. I wanna know. Before we get off this, I just want to know, see if anybody else can respond. Am I the only one who saw this? Or am I tripping? Am I tripping? But anyway, yeah, we could get off this now. Shout out to everybody in the building. I bet. But yeah, let's get off this. Like, that thing just made me sick. Well, before we end the night out, we got to touch on this. We got to touch on Tariq Nasheed, the bozo. And again, shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure you supporting the stream any way you can. PayPal, Cash App, Super Thanks, Venmo. I take it all. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Also, go subscribe to my second channel. Much appreciated. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yeah. Let's see what this bozo Tariq got to say.
All right, Miss Nicole, go ahead. Now, what's on your mind?
What's on my mind at this point is I don't understand why we have to try to divide who did what and when and how. If you know who you are and who you came from, you don't have to fight about it. Granted, there was a lot of fallacies and very heinous behaviors that was put upon certain races, more importantly, the Black people, you know, of this land, America, the natives, the indigenous. you know, because we come from love and care and unity. So therefore, it's a lot of up shit that has happened, and therefore,
what is she talking about? Tariq said she's a Pan-Africanist, but I don't know. But we're gonna keep watching. Somebody sent this to me. I think it was Fahima. So we're gonna keep watching.
We're now
Nicole.
We yes.
Slow down, because you're being so vague and you're very. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Why don't you know what anyone's talking about?
Because you're being vague and you're just saying random stuff, and it's not.
It's not random.
You're not. It's not. You're just saying random stuff.
It's not random.
So I want clarity so I can understand what you're saying.
Ask me a question.
Okay. Where is your ethnicity from?
America.
Okay. And your family, where does their lineage trace to?
America.
Okay. So were there your family from the beginning of this country?
Yes.
Got it. Any immigrants in your family?
No.
Okay. What's wrong with the
Look at this. Again, I don't want nobody to say that there's a such thing as a half FBA. There's no such thing as half FBA. You see what he's saying? You heard him again. There's no such thing as a half FBA. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Us acknowledging that that's what we're saying. We have a unique ethnic group. What's wrong with that?
That's a lie. See, this is the motley Bailey that he always deploys. People are, if you were just saying that Native Black Americans was a unique ethnic group, nobody would have a problem with you. The problem is the xenophobia. The problem is the name calling. The problem is you sitting around here promoting white supremacy. That's the problem, Tariq. That's the problem. But again, you can't defend that. That's why you always retreat when you talk to people to the, oh, what's wrong with us just acknowledging our lineage? And again, it's not a lineage. A lineage and ethnicity is not interchangeable terms. Lineage is like a 6th grade word. How come y'all can't use the language right? Like, this is embarrassing.
Is that
there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. So we're on the same page as far as that.
Yeah.
So what was all that divisive talk from? What was all that?
The divisive.
Again, divisive. Tether's a slur. You talking about, the demagoguery. Oh, you know who started black on black crime in the black community? Black immigrants. You know who responsible for gangbanging? Black immigrants. You know who started the East Coast, West Coast rap beef? Black immigrants. That's demagoguery.
Divisive talk came from it came from what you all were just speaking of just now. Like how the British and the French and this and that and the other conquered who and allied with whom. That's where that came from.
Okay, yeah, this guy was just saying shit, and I was just debunking what he was saying. He was just making up history. So, yeah, he was just making up a bunch of bullshit. So, should we let people just say shit that's historically inaccurate?
No.
Okay, right. So we're just doing some corrective action.
But how this is where I decided to speak, is because it's like, how are we going to correct them if we're just saying, oh, giving them vague responses? What are you talking about? Challenge him on what he's talking about.
But listen, but if we're dealing with somebody who's a bad faith liar, we just have to call that out.
So no, black people are not indigenous to America. I do not believe black people are indigenous to America. No. Black people, especially we talking about United States of America, have been here for 500 years. The first time enslaved Africans were brought to this land was in 1526. That was the first time. I think it was by the Spanish. And now we are in the year 2026. We've been here for 500 years. We are not indigenous.
You can't have a good faith argument with somebody who's just sitting here lying and really low-key trolling, just saying shit to be saying it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so you're familiar with that person.
I know, but I think he's called before. And a lot of these guys who are from West Africa, who's over in Britain, they call us and they just throw shit on the wall. They don't make a lick of sense. They get debunked and then move on to the next bad faith argument. So a lot of them, the objective is to just come in and waste time and throw as much lies out there as possible. And that's something that we have to call out and not accept as legitimate dialogue. Because you sit up there and have a serious conversation with them just sitting up here lying, that almost legitimizes their dumbass lies.
Tariq, you're the one who be lying. You're constantly lying. Like, this is ridiculous. So again, I want to know where the Pan-Africanism is coming in. Who's the Pan-Africanist? Because I'm about to fast forward this.
Well, I mean, I believe that if we want to debunk their lies, shutting them down is not productive to them. It's more so just being like, oh, okay, they're just rejecting what I'm saying. They're not learning anything. I would suggest that if you're going to talk that shit, give them something to run home with that's substantial. Instead of just being like, what are you talking about? What are you saying? That's just lies. Debunk their ass like they try to debunk us. Fight fire with fire and know that your fire is more explosive and more supplemental.
Let me get Great Black Shark in here. Let me get my brother Great Black Shark. Great Black Shark.
Again, yeah. Let's see what's going on.
Come on in. Brother Great Black?
Hey, brother.
I can hear you, man. How are you, sir?
I'm doing grand, man. I hope you and yours are blessed. I'll be very brief, man. You know, I want to say this particularly to the family, Foundational Black American Freedmen. I've listened to a lot of goofballs until the class come up here. Number one.
Now y'all foundational Black American freemen. But yeah, keep going.
One, like you're saying, Brother Tariq, you can't have a good faith discussion with somebody that's being willfully obtuse. So to the sister, Nicole over there, you can't teach someone who's willfully ignorant. That's a waste of time. And time is the most precious and renewable resource that we have. It's not valuable to waste time. And the brother was trying to tell you that what you were saying was very vague because those of us of our lineage, we're in times where we need specific information to solve the problems that we have. The system of white supremacy, the greatest threat. Now, moving on to what I wanted to say here about that tether class,
Tariq was saying that that Black immigrants are the greatest threat. And look at him. You just said white supremacy is the greatest threat. You just said that, but now you want to talk about the quote unquote tether class. See, again, your actions is not matching your words. And again, you calling white supremacy just white supremacy. You don't got no nickname for them. You ain't calling it cracker supremacy or nothing like that. You just want to call, but you got a slur for Black immigrants and Black people around the world.
I would love for you to start grilling them on this. If you think they're upset about when you ask, or when any of us ask where their family is from, ask them this question. When they start naming Marcus Garvey and whoever they want to name from their lineage in the past, the few people that might have been writers, and we all know what the problems were with Marcus Garvey, ask them this question. Okay, since you're talking about what they did now, have you followed in their footsteps today? They run it all over the place. They haven't set an example for the next generation, so stop hanging your hat on your ancestors when you're...
That's what FBA does. Y'all trying to hang your hat on ancestors that would never fuck with y'all. Martin Luther King would never fuck with y'all. Martin Luther King, big homie, was Harry Belafonte. He would never co-sign any of this nonsense. Martin Luther King literally left America to go celebrate with Ghana because Ghana was the first Black African nation to decolonize. You think he would ever deal with any of y'all? Do y'all think that? Matter of fact, let's see if we can find that right now. Because again, this is what I'm talking about right here. The FBA Bozo movement. Let me see. MLK in Ghana. Let's see if we can find that. Let me see. Let me see where he at. I think this is it right here. I want to find a video. Shout out to everybody in the building. I want to find a video with it. I don't want to see a short. Let me see.
Do you know what Martin Luther King Jr. said about Ghana's independence? When Ghana became the first African country to break free from colonial rule, Dr. King was there to witness history in the making. He called it the birth of a new nation and compared it to the struggle for civil rights in America. For Dr. King, Ghana's victory was a powerful symbol, proof that liberation from oppression was possible. It reignited his conviction that justice and freedom would one day triumph the United States. Ghana's independence wasn't just a milestone for Africa. It was a beacon of hope for freedom fighters around the world. And now more than ever, we need to be reminded that the fight for justice, equality, and freedom is not over, and that together we can continue to move toward a brighter, more united future.
Exactly. You think Martin Luther King would ever deal with somebody like like FBA. You think he would ever ride with them? No. Y'all trying to hang y'all hat on his legacy. And he would never, ever in a million years talk to any of y'all. He would spit on y'all. Y'all would see him get violent. Seeing y'all trying to appropriate his legacy. Like again, this don't even make no sense. Matter of fact, since we dealing with Martin Luther King, let's see what Martin Luther King had to say about Marcus Garvey, because this dude said we know the truth about Marcus Garvey. So let's see what Martin Luther King had to say is the truth about Marcus Garvey. Let's see that. Where that's at. Let's see what Martin Luther King had to say is the truth about Marcus Garvey.
Adam Clayton Powell said, Marcus Garvey was one of the greatest mass leaders of all time.
You heard Adam Clayton Powell, one of our greatest.
Luther King Jr. said, in the history of the U.S., Garvey was the first man on a mass scale to give millions of Negroes a sense of dignity and destiny and make the Negro feel that he was somebody.
Again, let's bring that back. Let's bring that back.
Adam Clayton Powell said, Marcus Garvey was one of the greatest mass leaders of all time. Martin Luther King Jr. said, in the history of the U.S., Garvey was the first man on a mass scale to give millions of Negroes a sense of dignity and destiny and make the Negro feel that he was somebody.
He's saying everything.
Again, so whose report do we supposed to believe? We supposed to believe Martin Luther King, or we supposed to believe Tariq Nasheed and the FBA bozos claiming to speak for Martin Luther King, claiming to be walking in the footsteps of Martin Luther King? Who we supposed to believe? Be activity? No, I didn't see that stream, and I'll probably have to take a look at it, like maybe tomorrow or something like that. Because yeah, I want to finish this up. What? Get out of here. Bye. No Martin Luther King's slander will be tolerated on this channel. Dag, I timed you out. I meant to block you, but yeah, you already know MLK. Now let's go back to this bozo and see what he talking about. Let's see what he talking about.
You're nothing like the ones that were on Cold War, the Dr. Yosef Ben Yakin and so on and so forth. And then lastly, I want to say this. The Platner guy, when he came up here, did you notice he had a picture of Stone Cold Steve Austin, a popular white wrestler? Most of them, they idolize and revere them people. Why don't you have pictures of your own icons up here? Bottom line is this: we're not going to have these time-wasting circular arguments with people that flee all over the place, and then you come to someone else's country and they proudly say, oh, first generation, second generation. They say that like it's a badge of honor. If that's not...
It is a badge. It is a badge of honor. And again, you guys fled. FBA is the biggest, like you bozos is fleers. Tariq been fleeing. Matter of fact, I think we're going to have to do this too. Let me see if I could. Matter of fact, I'm not even pulling the picture up. I'm not even going to pull it up. Matter of fact, yeah, we might have to do that. Yeah. Shout out to everybody in the building. We're going to have to do this. Let me see if I could do this. Because they always talk about somebody fleeing, but they never address this. They never address this. In fact, let me share my screen. Share my screen. Because they always talk about somebody fleeing somewhere. But they never address this. Matter of fact, do I want to show that? I think this is it.
It ain't anti-nothing. Nope.
And the other black man seeing it, and he ain't helping. He's running away. And what does his briefcase say? Southern Negro. Southern Negro. Again, this is contemporary. 1920. That's fleeing. Hello? Can y'all hear me? Put one in the chat if y'all can hear me. Again, this is fleeing. Y'all see my screen, right? This is fleeing. This is being a refugee. This is called fleeing. They ran away. Somebody moving to another country because they got more opportunities in another country is not fleeing. This is fleeing. This is fleeing. You can't make this up. They always talk about somebody fleeing. This is fleeing. This is fleeing. Y'all see the screen, right? That's fleeing. That's fleeing. Let me see. Let me see if I can find that other picture too. Always somebody fled. Look at this picture right here I did. I violated the bozo, what's his name? Black Voltron. He's hanging from the tree. Look, he hanging from the tree. And who's that picture right there? Tariq Nasheed fleeing. Fleeing. They never stood on business. Never stood on business. But let's go back. Let's go back. Let's see them. Let's let them keep talking.
Where your bloodline lineage started, your people fled from their country. They're cowards. We don't run anywhere. We stand 10 toes down.
We just saw the people. Oh, I just showed people running. I just showed people running. And nobody got no get back for that neither. Nobody got no get back for that. There was never there was never black people running to the north, getting their guns up, getting their weight up, and coming back down south to get some get back, get some of that land back, get some of that money back, some of that opportunities back, some of that stuff that was taken from them back. That's fleeing. That's literally textbook definition of being a refugee. That's why if you look at contemporary sources at the time, they referred to black people going north as refugees. And a refugee means to flee. To flee. To flee. These are the biggest fleers, and they always talking about somebody else fled. I don't know nobody who got no picture like that in their history. I don't know nobody who saw their brother getting killed by a white man and say, you know what? Let me pack my suitcase and let me take my ass to New York. Let me take my ass to Philadelphia. Let me take my ass to Chicago. Let me take my ass to Detroit. Let me take my ass to Cleveland. Let me go to Pittsburgh. Let me go to Cincinnati. I'm out of here. What? They killing niggas. I don't want no smoke. Let me go to Gary, Indiana. Let me go to Milwaukee. But they always claim somebody else is a coward and fleeing and scared. Y'all ain't do nothing, FBA. None of these bozos who claim FBA ain't do nothing yet to no racist white person who done put a black person down. Y'all ain't never do nothing to none of them. They comfortable around y'all. They comfortable around y'all.
Honor our ancestors and fight for the rights in the homeland of the soil where our blood and our people are buried. So with that said, black man, I'll let you take it from there. Salute.
Amen. Ms. Nicole, go ahead, beloved.
I would just like to say that's cool and all, but it's deep. I'm a deep person. I'm an ego that's looking down on everything. You or none of them. You want to claim yourself as being an FBA or freedman and this, that, and the other, which is fine. But if you did not create none of this land, none of these oceans, you will get wiped out with a nature that.
You said I need to flee my mama house. You need to flee that white man. Do I got to show you the white man busting your ass again? Do I got to show you that? Do I got to show you the white man busting your ass again? Do we need to see that again? Matter of fact, I think we might need to watch some more people fleeing. We need to watch that.
Decided to wipe all of us out as human beings. You're living a human experience. It's cool to be proud to be a black person or a black person.
Oh, you a white man? Even better. Let me put you on timeout. Let me get you up out of here. Thanks for telling me that. We already know FBA is not all African Americans. We already know that. We already know that. But I'm illustrating something here. Because again, my family came from the South to New York. That's how my family got to New York, from the South. But I'm trying to illustrate something here. How dare you just attack people, call people fleers, like you don't know our history? Harriet Tubman was a fleer. She ran. She was a runaway slave. She didn't get active like Nat Turner. She ran away. Frederick Douglass ran away. Some of our greatest ran away. There ain't nothing wrong with that. That's a betrayal of our history, because what you saying? Matter of fact, Tariq was making fun of Harriet Tubman, talking about Harriet Tubman is not FBA. Our black people who ran to Canada to get away from slavery, they not FBA. It's disgusting. What are you talking about? Ain't no white. Oh my goodness. Gotta put you on timeout because you just said it was white man. Nope. Civil War was not over ending slavery. I'm sorry. Nobody joined the Union Army talking about, yeah, we about to free black people.
And a melanated person.
That's cool. That's great. That's what's up. I personally am not a scholar in the sense of who is who and what and that and the other, because that does not define me as an individual. And it shouldn't define you or any of you as an individual of who you are. Your soul is connected to the most high being of yourself.
Okay, let me ask you this. Why do we, all this, we are going to get wiped out by Mother Nature only when we delineate and talk about our lineage? When they have the Caribbean Day Parade and all that, when all these other people delineate from us and they have Haitian Flag Day, we don't hear about the moon and the earth and the
let me see. Got Lee in the building? Yeah, I think I got it. I'm about to go find that right now. I'm about to go find that right now.
The mountains is going to crumble on everybody. That shit, only when we talk about delineating, all of a sudden it's fire and brimstone and it's much bigger than us. And why does that conversation only come to us when it's about delineation, looking at your own foundation?
Well, because it's a poke, it's a suggestion on how you shouldn't just be focused on one piece of life.
Why not?
It's letting you know that there, yes, stand strong on what you believe in, yeah, but understand that there is a whole widespread of things that are in place at the same time that you're fighting on, you're standing strong on, and your 10 toes and your fingers and all that. Like I don't have no problem with that. It's just about how are you going to be open in your mind and in your consciousness of being.
Nicole?
Yes?
Why do I low-key hear an accent in your voice?
Because I'm from up north.
Look at that. Look at Tariq. She's literally speaking to him and he cannot answer what she's saying. So now it's, why do I hear an accent in your voice? She's not speaking with no accent. You literally just made that up. You literally just made that up.
Up north where?
Michigan.
Really?
Yeah.
What part of Michigan you from?
Ipsy.
Okay. Where's your grandparents from?
One's from, on my dad's side, Huntsville, Texas. Huntsville, Marshall, Texas. Other parts, Louisiana.
Are they still down there?
They're dead now.
Your grandparents dead?
Yeah.
Damn, because you don't sound that old. How old were your grandparents?
I'm 44.
Okay. Have you ever been down there to Huntsville, Texas and Louisiana?
No. I'm in Houston right now.
But you've never been to where your grandparents were?
For what?
For what?
Yeah, for what?
Who doesn't be around their grandparents?
No. My grandparents were in Houston. So I met them. I saw them. Like, also Texas City, Texas. That's where on one side of the mom's side, you know, I met them. Duh. But that's where they're from. You asked me where they're from.
You met your grandparents?
Yes.
You were never around your grandparents like that? You just kind of met them? That's...
No. No, my grandmother on my mom's side brought me up a lot. I was around her a lot. And also my grandmother on my dad's side, I was around her. And my granddaddy, like, I was around them, the ones that are from Huntsville, Louisiana, Marshall, Texas. Yeah, as a young child, I was around them.
Did they take you to black churches? Did you grow up in a...
Yes.
The black Southern church?
Yes.
Okay. Your energy is just a little different.
Yeah.
How is her energy different? Because she's questioning you? Again, this is why FBA is a hate cult. You can't even question Tariq or disagree with Tariq without somehow you being an immigrant. Like, this is ridiculous. Matter of fact, I think I found the clip. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Lee. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's see if this is the clip. Let me see.
You said, right, if I have one ancestor, and I do, and you said I don't, and I'm lying. Right. And I just said the 1870 census. You said somebody.
Oh, look. Tariq was just accusing her of not being FBA because he said she probably got some immigrants in her family. Now Tariq is right here saying to this guy that if you at least have one parent who can trace their lineage back to the 1870 census, you FBA. Look how this guy just make it up. Chicken butt mouth for real, for real. Shout out to the Mad Head Doctor for coming up with that. For all you who don't know, a chicken only has one hole. It pees out that hole, it poops out that hole, and it lays eggs out that hole. So when a chicken squat down, you never know what's going to come out that hole. You never know. And that's the same thing with Tariq. You never know what he going to say. You never know.
I said I can find someone dating back to 1815.
Okay, now let's be clear. That person, if you're in Trinidad, that person
1815
left at some point.
So you would say that people who were enslaved in America but ran away due to the Underground Railroad, but so they weren't on the 1870 census, are not foundational Black Americans, in spite of the fact that they may have been enslaved here for 300 years?
You're not. If you had to go somewhere else, you became another part of that culture.
Wow.
See, it's not about reparations.
1 second. Let that settle in. Let that settle in, folks. Tariq Nasheed just said that people, right, who were with Harriet Tubman, who escaped on the Underground Railroad into Canada, right, that they are not foundational Black Americans simply because they were not on the 1870 census.
Because he's
making it up on the spot.
Oh, I don't think it got the whole. I don't think he got the whole thing when he kept going in on Harriet Tubman. But as you heard, he said the people who left with Harriet Tubman in them, they not FBA because they fled. They wasn't on the 1870 census because they fled. They fled. I think I'm gonna start doing Twitter Spaces. I don't. Yeah, I'll probably start because people be asking me about it. I don't know how I'm gonna start it, but I'm gonna probably start doing it. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's get back to this. Matter of fact, it's super late. We might have to just let this person finish, and then I gotta end this. Shout out to everybody who was rocking with me, even through the technical difficulties.
I'm a different person. I don't congeal to all of these energies that are trying to encapsulate me as being one thing or the other.
Huh. Sound like there's an immigrant in your family, dear. Sound like they come from somewhere else.
Again, being raised up north in Michigan, there is a huge influence of New York, which there's, that.
I was born in Detroit, and my mother lived up there for a minute. But
Detroit, Michigan?
I was Detroit, Michigan. Yep, I was born in Detroit. My mother and father lived up there, but both of them are from Alabama originally.
That makes sense.
You see? I know my grandparents. I didn't just meet them.
Yep. Tariq, you from Alabama. Alabama boy. Alabama. You lived in Alabama. I don't even think you was born in Detroit for real. I think you was born in Alabama. Then you moved back to then their parents brought you to Detroit. You stayed some time there. Then you went back to Alabama to live. Because if I'm not mistaken, you went to like high school or junior high school or something like that in Alabama. You spent a good portion of your life in Alabama. I don't know who you're talking about. You talking about Tariq? What's his full name? And somebody said something about Peanut. Yeah, Peanut is mixed. Peanut is half Jewish. Again, she not disqualified from being FBA. That's again, this is what FBA teaches. So you could be half Jewish and you fully FBA. But if you got a Jamaican great grandfather that you never met on one side of your family lineage, then somehow you are now disqualified from being FBA. Like, this is not a joke. This is what he says.
Once I kind of knew him.
Did you hear what I said? My grandparents, my mothers on both sides of the family, my mother's and my father's side, I was with them as well.
We got a sister. Should I bring Queen Mother Empress up here? She's from Michigan.
Okay.
Let me get Queen Mother Empress up here real quick to talk to you.
Yeah, let her talk. We can talk.
Queen Mother.
Like, what is this? Like, Tariq, you said you from Detroit, Michigan. So why you can't talk to her? Why you got to keep bringing people up to try to argue this point instead of addressing what she is saying? You keep talking about whether she an immigrant or not. That doesn't change the fact of nothing she's saying. Like, both her parents could have been immigrants. She could be an immigrant herself. That doesn't change the facts of nothing she's saying.
Can you hear me, brother? Much Detroit love. Straight up.
What up, though?
Go ahead. What's up, Nico?
What up, though?
Straight up from Detroit. Let's talk about some landmarks. You say you from Michigan, right? Tell me what it's like in Royal Oak. Tell me what it's like in Novi.
Well, the thing is, I was brought up in Ypsilanti.
Bullshit.
How is she bullshitting? That's like somebody saying, oh, you from New York? Well, tell me about Staten Island. I think I've been to Staten Island. I could count on my fingers and toes how many times I've been to Staten Island. You just can't randomly start asking somebody about different parts of the state. Most people don't even travel throughout their states. And you didn't even let her talk. Exactly, WT. Tariq got no answer, so he switched the whole conversation.
You can't tell me about nobody. Can you tell me about Troy?
No, I can't. Exactly. I can't tell you about nobody.
Can you tell me about Groves
I wasn't
Point?
brought up around there. I wasn't brought up around
Okay,
nobody.
push.
Like I said, I
Remove
grew
this
up
from the
in Michigan
stage, Brother Tariq.
Ann Arbor
Brother
area,
Tariq.
and therefore
So you
I
come,
went to Michigan
so
State University.
it's the
Go green,
landing.
go white.
Let's
So therefore I know
get
about
get
Lansing.
hard
I can tell you
to
what
the
I
matter.
know about.
It's the landing means you come from a poor hick town. You come from a poor media hick town. You straight up. You're not a Detroit. You're not a Detroit rep.
What does that mean? Like, again, you went from switching it, saying, well, she don't know about this landmark, and then she just explained to you where she from. Now you saying, well, that's a poor hick town. You not from Detroit. Okay, how does that prove that she's an immigrant? How does that prove that she's an immigrant? You just went from saying she's lying about being from Michigan because she didn't know this place or that place, and then when she started talking about her stuff, you cut her off and said, well, you're not really from Detroit. The whole conversation is about her being from Michigan. This is disgusting. This is garbage. I can't believe adults are watching this and think this makes sense. Like, this is who these people are. This is why, again, I have no respect for anybody who's FBA. If you're sitting around listening to Tariq Nasheed and you think this makes sense, I have no respect for you. She's aggressive because she can't, because she's trying to talk over her. Think about it. She's not letting her talk, and she's yelling, because so she can't get a word in edgewise. That's why. That's why she's doing it, because she knows she's wrong. Again, she just tried to name some random place in Michigan. The lady said she didn't know it, but then she started explaining her background. Now she's saying, well, you're not from Detroit.
I never claimed Detroit.
Oh, you about to really make me want to jump through this screen, bitch, please.
You should.
You ain't about that.
Yeah, she never even said she was from Detroit. So what's the problem? She said, she just explained where she was from. You said that's a hick town, that's not Detroit. She never said she was from Detroit. She said she was from Michigan. This is who Tariq, as I said, like, I don't even know why this person even called in. Like, it makes no sense to even talk to Tariq. This is what you're dealing with.
Life. You're not about that life. You're an ass licking tether. You're an ass licking tether. That's what you is. You're an ass licking.
Look, now she threatening to fight her. She said, you not about that life. We could fight because you a tether. It went from you not from Michigan to, oh, she is from Michigan. Well, you not from Detroit. Who cares if she not from Detroit or not? And y'all always talking about fighting people. Look, you saw that? Now this queen mother, whatever her name is, she want to fight this woman. Actually, is she fighting any other races in Michigan? Is she fighting any of those racist Arabs who took over Michigan, who treat the black people, Detroit, who treat the black people in Detroit like trash? All them Arabs living in Dearborn and all that other stuff, they treat the black people of Michigan like straight trash. Is she trying to fight any of them? Is she trying to get active with any of them? All the racist white people, is she trying to get active with any of them? The answer is no. But you want to fight her after she proved you wrong. You just said she wasn't from Michigan. She proved she was from Michigan. Then you try to switch it to, well, you're not from Detroit. She said she never said she was from Detroit.
When you's an ass licking tether. You's an ass licking tether that ain't got no money. See, let's go to school.
Now she ain't got no money. How you know she ain't got no money?
Let's take it all the way to school. See, when you're from Michigan, hold up, it's my turn. Hold up, it's my turn. When you're straight up from Michigan, you ain't got to overtalk nobody. See how Tariq can tell you he was born in Detroit? He's got that Detroit swag. When you got that Detroit swag, mediocre, obtuse individuals like you want to get on the bandwagon and want to talk shit. And then when somebody asks you about areas that deal in money, you can't come back with it. If you live in Saginaw, you live in Ypsilanti, that means you live in a poor hick town that used to be all white supremacy. But over the last 35, 40 years, it slowly became predominantly black. And it's the poorest part.
Oh, so look, now we doing classism. Y'all supposed to be FBA, y'all care about y'all black people, and now you trying to disrespect her and call her a tether because she's from a poor part of town. The majority of black people live in poor areas. See, this is another thing about Tariq and his other bozos. These bozos try to talk like they try to talk down on poverty, like the majority of black people don't live in poverty. Like the majority, like this is crazy. So it went from you from a poor hick town to now it's not. It was a white supremacist town, but now it's just poor and black. So what's wrong with being from a poor and black town? You can't make this up. This is adults.
It's just like Inkster. It's just like E-Course.
Again, these are all black areas that she's talking down on. Inkster, that's a black area. These are all black. Benton Harbor, these are all black areas that happen to be poor. Detroit is poor too. How many times Detroit went bankrupt? The majority of people who got money in Detroit are not black. In fact, Detroit is the symbol, is the recognized symbol for black failure. If you're gonna be real, like no harm intended, no subliminal dishes. Detroit was literally considered the city of the future, and then when black people took it over, that city went to garbage. It went bankrupt. All this other stuff. So why are you talking about money? Why are you talking about money? Talking about, oh, you from a poor city in Michigan. Detroit is poor. All the only people who got money in Detroit like that is white people, Arabs, and black people who work for the government. Like, what are we talking about here? This is insane.
It's kind of like Hicktown, only it's black. And the blacks that's there, the older ones, they came out the South. So some of them have the Southern tradition, which is cool. Some of them have that beaten down Stockholm syndrome, where they glorify everything that a white supremacist has to say.
Well, how does this prove that she's a tether? How does this prove that she's glorifying white supremacy? I have never heard her just glorify white supremacy, not one time. And again, this woman is saying all this, and Tariq is letting it rock. He's letting it rock. So this is a cosign. He ain't shutting her down like, no. What are you talking about? Exactly. Again, they just saying anything. This is adults, by the way. They're just saying anything. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. This is why I said, like, talking to somebody from FBA, like, are they stupid? You literally sitting around here denigrating other black people for being in poverty while celebrating to Tariq. Who more poor than black people from Alabama, Mississippi? Who poorer than them? Who poorer than black people in the South?
Let's call it fair exchange ain't no robbery.
Yes, ma'am.
If you're gonna be from a place, you should be able to talk facts. Because you're sitting up basically complimenting in an indirect way to a low life tether. Tariq ain't got to explain himself, and he ain't got to do nothing of what you talking about.
So Tariq don't got to explain himself, but everybody else got to explain himself. This is ridiculous. This is who Tariq is talking to right now. This is like, again, let's let Tariq. This is somebody that Tariq brought up to talk like this, and he's co-signing it.
Swagger is impeccable. He done wrote books. He done already wrote films that your mediocre ass ain't even got. Bitch, you not even in the league. Talk to me when you're.
Tariq ain't in nobody league. Tariq is a total grifter. Tariq's whole lifestyle is him pretending to be other people. Getting rich, pretending to be other people and off other people's work. And selling to stupid black people like you. Exactly. Agree with Tariq or be labeled a tether.
Daddy's name is on the courthouse. See, I can look at what my daddy's name is on. You ain't even about that. Stop it. Stop it. Get your bitch ass up this stage. You're not finna disrespect Detroit. No, I never. You're not finna do that. You ain't finna disrespect.
When did she disrespect Detroit? She didn't even say anything bad about Detroit. You were the one who claimed that she was claiming she was from Detroit, and she said, I never said I'm from Detroit. See, this is weirdo stuff. This is weirdo stuff. That's like he's saying, the FBA bozos, they got all the smoke in the world for black people. other black people who don't agree with them, but when it comes to white people, they in full compliant like little hoes. They in full compliance like little hoes.
Detroit.
You ain't even from.
You's a mediocre shit. You ain't even about that life. Bitch, you not about that life. Stop talking shit. Stop talking shit, bitch.
No, I ain't talking shit.
You ain't about that life. You ain't about that life. I can tell your mammy ain't even from that life. Because if your mammy was about that life, you'd be able to tell what city and state did your mammy go to school at? What year was your mammy born? What year was your, you know what, you sound like an illegitimate bastard. Sound like your mother is in violation of the book of Deuteronomy 23.2. You Deuteronomy 23.2. That's what you sound like, a worthless, illegitimate bastard.
Now she quoting the Bible. Now she quoting the Bible. You can't make this up. Again, this is Tariq. This is his following. Let's keep going.
Don't never come up in here trying to disrespect Detroit.
Ain't nobody was disrespecting
Tariq got more than what you will never have. You's a mediocre peasant. Bitch, you's a mediocre peasant. You's a mediocre peasant.
Queen Mother Emperor. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you for what?
Thank you for
Get back on your porta potty, bitch.
Okay, calm down. Okay. All right. So Nicole. Okay. All right. So let's any last words, Nicole? Let's proceed and move on. Any last words, Nicole?
You saw that. So when the girl responded back to all that, he telling her to fall back. He telling her to fall back. He telling her to fall back after responding to all that disrespect that Tariq let ride. Total bozo. This is what FBA is all about. A bunch of weirdos. A bunch of weirdos talking crazy that they never talk like this to no white man. Who never accomplished anything. Their biggest accomplishment is living vicariously through black people who would never fuck with them a day in their life. That's why they really mad. That's why they really mad. Even like, again, y'all even living vicariously through Tariq. Tariq would never fuck with y'all. You notice that Tariq never is around none of these FBA bozos unless he's getting a bag for it. If Tariq is not getting a bag, he's never around nobody who's FBA. He lives in an all-white gated community. His whole staff is white people. His lawyer is white people. The only black person he ever even had around him was a Nigerian who don't even fuck with him no more. You can't make this up. Let's keep this going.
I would just like to say that we all should love ourselves, understand ourselves, and disregard, unlearn what you were programmed to learn, and learn who you are and what your purpose is in this realm.
Now, I shall hop on in real quick. I shall.
Yeah, what's up, Tariq?
What's up? How you doing, I shall?
Yeah, I'm good, man. You know, I'm calling you from London, but I'm not a Londoner. You know, I'm actually a Caribbean living in London.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm calling you because this woman's talking a lot of shit, man.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she's talking a lot of nonsense, man. I don't know why you give her time to talk. She's a hater. The way she talks, she's a hater.
Are you a hater, Nicole?
Oh, y'all talking about me?
Yeah, they're saying you're a hater.
Oh,
yeah, she's a big hater. And then the way she talks, she tried to talk softly, but she's got no knowledge. You know, she's an ignorant, you know? And she's sitting behind the phone talking nonsense. You're ignorant.
I'm ignorant. Okay.
I'm not even from America. I'm not even from London. And I'm listening to you. You're talking nonsense. You're talking nonsense. You're ignorant.
Where you're from. What am I ignorant to?
You don't have to know where I'm from, blah, blah, blah. You're ignorant. That's all I know. I can hear it in your voice. You're ignorant.
Oh, yeah, this is disgusting. Like, yeah, we're not going to do this. I'm not listening to no. Let's see. Like, this is going for an hour. Tariq bringing a bunch of people up here to get away from the whole original talking point. Think about this. This woman called up here and confronted Tariq about the bozo stuff he's doing, and now it's becoming everything else. It's everything else. It's everything else. This is disgusting. I don't know, man. It's getting late. I don't know if I can stand. Let me fast forward a little bit. Let me see if they still talking to her.
Describe the process.
Yeah, my family.
So they still talking to her. So this is just an hour video of Tariq bringing people up on his platform to argue with this woman because he couldn't debunk what she was saying. So it's a bunch of people just calling up to call her names. See, this is the FBA playbook. They can't debunk you, so they're just going to call you names. And either you're going to hang up and they're going to declare victory, or they're going to say you're a bozo because only a bozo would stay on the line and let people disrespect them like this. Tariq is not a pimp. Tariq is never a pimp. Like, Tariq pretended to be a pimp. That's, again, The only thing Tariq ever pimped is his followers. I take that back. He pimps his followers, but he's not a pimp. He's not a pimp at all. Like, this is crazy. We know Tariq hates black women. We know. Like, this is crazy.
Or my guardians, family.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, Lord. We let that play out just to see. I'm getting the Latina thing there. I keep hearing the Latina accent pop up.
Now she's Latina. She went from being a tether to she poor black to now she a Latina. You can't make this up. My head is hurting. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I gotta end this. Shout out to everybody in the building. Thanks everybody for coming through. You know, I got my kids the whole week with me, so I'll be starting streaming like pretty much super late. What's your question for FBA? Let me know so I can answer it for you. There's a short. Get out of here with that nonsense. Putting you on timeout for saying that stupid shit. Talking about there's a shortage. They wasn't paying though. Yeah, the pro plantation crowd. Exactly. She does not have no Latina accent. She went from being everything. This is a cult. But anyway, family, I'm ending this stream here. FBA stands for Foundational Black American. That's a hate cult that Tariq made up that he grifted from ADOS, which is a hate group and a white nationalist psyop. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. I think I might have to do a stream about that. Like, I think we got to go back to some basics about what exactly ADOS FBA is and where it comes from. But yeah, shout out to everybody in the building. Thank you for the fire emoji. I got to end this here. I got a crazy headache. This was disgusting. So, but yeah, we're going to shout out to everybody who supported the stream. Shout out to East Coast Cat for coming through with the 5. Shout out to J.K. Perkins for coming through with the 5. Much appreciated. Shout out to everybody who tuned in tonight, who dropped a comment. Shout out to everybody who supported with a fire emoji and who liked the stream, all that. Also, family, I take it all. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, whole lot of ones with a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. I take that too. Please go subscribe to my second channel. Maybe, matter of fact, let me just drop the link to the second channel again. Let me drop that link to the second channel again. Oh, let me see. Copy the link. Let me see. Let me put that in here. Yeah, y'all see it? It's in the chat. Hit that link, family. Hit that link. Go subscribe to my second channel. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks to everybody who hit that reaction heart in the corner. All the support I got, thank you so much. I'm appreciative of all the support I got. Y'all don't even understand. Y'all help me. Y'all help keep me going. Because again, I could not watch this by myself. No way. And if I had watched this by myself, we would not be covering it. Hell no. Hell no. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I got to get my headache. Yeah, me getting off this will definitely help my headache because it's like this is disgusting and crazy. But also, yeah, I'm ending the video here. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, good wherever you at, whenever you watch this. Much appreciated for you watching and you tuning in and your support. And on that note, family, peace.